Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a set of sources that they really map out an incredible story. We're talking about a lightning-fast climb to global power. We're talking about genetic modification, alien contact.
And it's all built around this really complex polyamorous romance that somehow becomes the foundation for, well, everything that follows.
It's a wild stack of information.
It really is. We're digging into the narrative around four key people: Kostas Alexiou, Erica Ramirez, Claire Anagnostou, and Cleo Dramatou. And our goal here is to sort of untangle this web of corporate warfare, secret societies, and just radical personal change.
Okay, so let's start where the sources do. The whole thing kicks off with a crisis.
A pretty serious one. Erica Ramirez is facing this major threat from a guy named Dimitris. He's basically trying to steal her entire fortune.
And his plan was to control her by getting control over Kostas first.
Exactly. It was a classic corporate power play. But the solution they came up with was, well, it was fast. And it had layers. First, Kostas and an old flame, Claire Anagnostou, move in together.
And they figure out what Dimitris is up to.
They do. And that leads to this super quick engagement between Erica and Kostas. But the real masterstroke, the thing that shut it all down, that came from Cleo Dramatou.
Right. She was Erica's maid of honor, her closest confidant.
And it turns out the secret controller of a company in Mauritius that held a massive chunk, 28% of the entire Ramirez group.
So when Dimitris makes his legal move,
Cleo reveals her hand and bam, threat neutralized. Erica's assets are secure.
what's so fascinating is how that moment of corporate defense just immediately pivots into them defining their entire life together.
It really does. The four of them, Kostas, Erica, Claire, and Cleo, they formalize this shared life.
And the sources are really explicit here. They call it a family with 3 husbands and 1 wife. It says they all sleep in the same bed and that they make love between them and also with Kostas.
And you have to see this as more than just a lifestyle choice. It's a strategic move. This polyamorous core creates this, absolute circle of trust.
No internal competition.
None. They've built the personal foundation you'd need to wield the kind of power they're about to unlock.
And let's talk about that power, because that personal commitment opens the door to just a staggering amount of secret wealth.
Oh, absolutely. Erica's family money wasn't just big, it was tied into a global secret organization.
Her father was high up in it.
Extremely. He was vice president of the organization's official front company, this huge multinational in Switzerland. He was basically number 3 in the entire secret hierarchy.
Wow.
The scale is just mind-boggling. Erica's getting 430 million euros a year in just dividends. Her bank accounts have, over 1.4 billion euros in them?
And that's before Kostas even gets involved. Once he's in and they reorganize, the numbers just explode.
They do. The multinational's net profit was something like 454 billion USD. A recent dividend payment gave Kostas 38 billion and Erica 152 billion.
That is an unbelievable amount of capital, and they put it to work right away.
Immediately. They set up the Petros and Erica Ramirez Foundation. Erica's president, Kostas is VP, Claire's the treasurer.
So the inner circle is in complete control of billions from day one.
And they keep moving. Kostas buys a 7% stake in Erica's shares for $30 billion, locking in their control even further. Then they transfer full executive presidential powers of the multinational over to Erica.
It's a total consolidation of power, incredibly fast.
And all that financial maneuvering was really just the prep work.
Right, because this is where Erica reveals the true nature of the organization.
She explains her father made her a member to protect her, and that the organization itself is working with an advanced extraterrestrial species, the visitors.
And this is the turn. To really be part of this, Kostas and Erica have to go through this initiation ceremony in Switzerland.
A very secretive, very experimental one. It involves incredibly detailed genetic screening.
And it's high risk. The sources are clear on that. The third stage has, a 10% survival or success rate?
Statistically, yeah. Only 10% cope. It's a literal biological barrier to entry.
Wait, hold on. So this whole plan, this empire built on billions, it hinges on a process that fails 90% of the time. How did the sources justify putting their key people through that?
The justification is all in the result. Because the big surprise wasn't just that it worked for them, it was what happened. It turned out Kostas' DNA, it was different.
Different how?
The analysis showed he was genetically, and I'm quoting, 2 to 3 stages more advanced than other human beings.
Whoa.
So because of that, they didn't just initiate them. They gave them an experimental upgrade. something designed for the next generation of humanity.
And that's where DNA 12 comes from. They become Alpha 1 and Alpha 2.
Exactly. It's not just a title, it's a biological reality. They are now the first upgraded humans.
And the new abilities are pretty profound.
They're instantaneous.
Yeah.
The first thing is a mental connection. They can communicate just by thinking. Costas can hear Erica's thoughts.
And they can talk to the visitor Adam that way, too.
Mentally, yes. It's a complete paradigm shift in communication.
And it's not just mental, right? There are physical changes. It sounds like they get total biological control.
Total. The sources mention control over their own bodies, heightened pleasure, orgasms that are 3 to 4 times more intense. But it goes way beyond that.
What are the limits?
It seems like they set their own limits. They can physically change their bodies at will. Erica, for instance, decides on a new look, black hair, deep blue eyes, different weight, higher metabolism, and just makes it happen.
They can literally redesign themselves.
They become self-optimizing biological machines.
So what's powering all this massive leap in evolution, the whole organization? What's the infrastructure?
It all comes down to energy. The sources talk about these massive global energy centers, trilithium generators, and it all links back to this ancient idea of the human brain as a kind of a powerful computer.
And with this new power, Costas immediately cleans house in the organization.
Right away. He just throws out the old, complicated seniority system, replaces it with a simple 4-level structure.
Alphas, betas, gammas, deltas.
Alphas are him and Erica at the top, betas are the former top guys, and so on down the line. It's designed for absolute clarity and control.
Maximum control.
And it is absolute. The sources reveal the tech behind it. There are 100 of these trilithium generators around the world. 10 of them are just in Athens.
And the members themselves, they have chips.
A bionic chip, every
It's
single member. It gives the Alphas, Costas, and Erica total control over every member's biometrics, their access, everything.
The entire organization is basically under their direct mental command now. How is there no resistance to that?
Because their authority comes from their genetic status. It's seen as the next step in evolution.
Yeah.
The lower ranks are conditioned to accept it. Plus, their own security is off the charts. Their home has this impenetrable grid of high-powered helium neon laser beams.
The same system as the Swiss headquarters.
The exact same. It's airtight.
So after securing the present, the deep dive takes them into the past, back to Erica's family home in Santorini.
Her grandfather's house, yeah. And this place, it completely rewrites the history they thought they knew.
It's not just a house.
Not at all. It's a secret geoforming station. A massive piece of tech that was used to stabilize the island itself. It might even be connected to the rumors around that big earthquake in 1956.
But the really shocking thing they find there is about Erica's father, Petros.
Turns out, he was playing a very dangerous game. A double agent.
He wasn't just talking to the friendly visitors.
No, he was also in contact with their rivals, the Draconians and the Greys. The sources say his death was actually caused by some kind of draconian virus.
So that raises the stakes completely. It's not just about evolution, it's about a hidden war.
Exactly. But what they physically find in that facility is even bigger. We're talking about Lantean and ancient high technology. Artifacts from Sumeria, Babylon.
And the Library of Alexandria.
The actual contents of the Library of Alexandria. All of it, hidden under a house on a Greek island. It's the ultimate conspiracy theory come to life.
It's the ultimate prize. And with that discovery, the visitor, Adam, finally lays out the grand plan, the Renaissance.
And it's radical. The goal is to abolish the entire global monetary system, which they call vicious and anachronistic.
And get rid of nation-states run by selfish political groups.
Right. The long-term plan is to slowly federalize the continents and eventually create a single unified planetary government.
And the organization's whole purpose is just to speed that up.
To accelerate evolution, yeah. Because they're worried. The Draconians and Greys are out there influencing Earth, trying to get their hands on this exact ancient technology.
But here's where the power dynamic shifts, and this is crucial.
It really is.
Despite everything the visitors have done for them, Costas and Erica, now the Alphas, they immediately assert their own dominance.
They go into the security systems for the Santorini facility, for the ancient technology, and they lock the visitors out.
They lock out their own mentors.
They claim the ultimate prize for humanity, or at least for themselves. They take control.
So that's the endgame. Costas and Erica, with their genetic upgrades, their total control over a global secret society, and now exclusive access to the most powerful technology in the galaxy, they agree to lead this planetary renaissance.
Right. They have the mandate and the power to force the political and financial changes needed for a unified world.
So when you step back, it's just an incredible arc. It starts with a simple property dispute.
And it spirals into galactic leadership. It's like a roadmap. Financial power buys you a ticket into the secret world. The secret world gives you a biological upgrade.
Which lets you interface with alien tech and seize control of ancient artifacts that can remake the planet.
And it reveals this deep history, this hidden conflict with other alien factions that frames everything.
So we're left with this idea that humans, or at least these alpha-level humans, have a gene purity factor from the ancients that makes them uniquely qualified to control all this.
It's the ultimate trump card.
Right?
Which leaves you with one final kind of terrifying thought to chew on. If this upgrade process is ongoing, if Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 are still evolving, still getting more powerful, what does it mean for the planet, for everyone, when they finally reach their full potential, completely unbound, with no one, not even the visitors, able to keep them in check? What happens then?